him on a broadcast team eventually. Take a look at the AFC playoff picture, though, guys. Chargers upsetting the Chiefs completely turns this picture upside down. What impact will this game have on the rest of the AFC? Are we ready to call the Chargers Super Bowl faves in the AFC?
Crazy thing is, Kate, they're still not the home field team. They just beat the Chargers in their building and the same record. But because of division stuff and the loss of the Broncos, they're not the 1 seed. So are they the favorites? I could see them going into Pittsburgh because they didn't win. I could see them going into Kansas City because they didn't win. Can they go
twice?
Can they go into New England? Can that team go into New England? So, yeah, are they the favorites? They're the 5 seed. They're not the favorites. They're going to have to go on the road twice if they're going to do the Super Bowl thing. And
they can go into New England.
Twice, and then they got to beat someone else on the road. It's a very difficult road. I can't say they're the favorites right now because they're sitting in the 5 spot.
I think
Are they the best team in the AFC after last night? Sure, I'll give you that. Are they the favorites? Absolutely not. Not when you're a 5 seed. Last night was such a great lift and such a fun deal. But you look at the mathematics of it, they got to now go into Arrowhead again? Or they've got to go into New England in the playoffs in January? They've shown they can, but I can't say they're the favorites. They're not going to be home.
What has to happen? If they win out, which is Ravens, and then at Broncos they have to go to, and then the Chiefs lose either of their next 2, then they get the West.
And they're the 1.
Then they're the 1. That could happen.
Absolutely, it could happen, and then I'll change my tune. But I can't say any team that's a 5 seed has to go on the road twice in the playoffs is going to be the favorite out of the conference.
They just beat the Chiefs without their 2 best players potentially, in Keenan Allen and Melvin Gordon. So then you're talking about going into New England. All I think about is how they're going to get to him. Oh wait, they have Joey Bosa. They had Melvin Ingram with a sack to force it. Was you can't get your hands on this slippery little sucker named Patrick Mahomes, and he does at the last minute by moving in motion. Amazing. Gus Bradley pulling that out of his pocket last minute. Brilliance to me. They could do it. They're my favorite.
They can definitely do it. I mean, they have a defense that can carry them and that's playing complementary football. They're getting plays at the right time. You just mentioned they got sacks against Patrick Mahomes. They've been trying to get their hands on him all football game. They finally got to him when they needed to. This team is making plays when they need to on offense, on defense. And like I said before, the Chiefs had the sexier plays, the bigger plays. They made the splash plays. And the Chargers just kept their head down. They just kept playing football. And they never gave up. And it seemed like there was never a doubt in their mind that they were going to come back by the way that they played, by the effort that they were giving, effort plays like this. And then having guys step up, guys like Justin Jackson filling in for Austin Eckler, Melvin Gordon. Travis Benjamin is making plays.
2 huge plays.
2 huge plays down the stretch. This is a team that can win football games on the road in the playoffs because they've done it, because they've been tested, and also because when they play in StubHub Center, most of the away team usually has the bigger crowd, right? And so for them, they feel like they've been playing on the road the whole season.
Are they better off on the road?
They might be better off on the road.
No, I wasn't joking about this. Like, they've got like a new infinity stone.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't played a home game, a real home game, in 2 years. The last one they played was the San Diego Chargers, and actually they lost to the Chiefs way down in San Diego. I think there's something to that. Like, I think maybe in that 4th quarter on that drive, 2 years of not having a home crowd support you toughens you. Peter says it gives you calluses. But are they the best team in the AFC? I don't want to just come out every week and say the team that won the biggest game is the best team.
But they beat the best team in the AFC.
They're great.
So how can you say they're not?
I don't know, because I don't want to be a prisoner in the moment. I want to step back and look at it. Like, the Pats, I just feel like I'm not going to count them out. The Texans are very murky and won 9 games in a row. The Ravens are scary. The Chiefs, scary as hell, yes. But the Chargers, I feel like they're all there. I don't have one favorite right now. I don't. And I don't know if that's a cop-out, but, like, it's a pick 'em right now in the AFC. And I think
top to bottom, the Chargers, there's no weakness. You know, they won just 2 games now with Melvin Gordon, their best player, not on the field.
What keeps you believing?
How great that they didn't rush him back and get him on the field, and what was the biggest game of the year?
That was a gamble, and that worked. I can't put my finger on it, why I don't want to totally embrace them, and maybe there is no reason.
It's not
Can
them.
you?
I think it's a scenario, though. They're the 5 seed. Until they're a 1 or 2, it's hard for me to say they're the favorites because it is so hard to win on the road. And they've done it in the regular season in very tough environments in Pittsburgh and Kansas City. But you are telling me that they have to go on the road in a wild card round, win a game. On the road in divisional round,
it's tough.
win a game.
And I'm not telling you that because they can still win the AFC West and get the 1 seed.
That means 3 road games on a path to...
Been done before.
If they don't, I mean, they could get the 1 seed, so let's not rule them out of that right away either.
They could also lose to the Ravens on Saturday. I mean, a lot of things can happen. Right now, if the playoffs were tomorrow... they're the 5. So for me, it's hard for me to say they're the favorite because that means wild card round. Let's say they take on the Texans in Houston, the first wild card. That's a tough game.
Yeah.
And the reward for that is playing the Chiefs or the Patriots in their building. That's a tough game. Like the 5 seed is not where you want to be. You want to be in the 1, 2, 3, or 4 seed. It's just an unfortunate situation.
To your point, that 1 seed over the last 5 years, the Broncos did it twice. The Patriots 3 times. The 1 seed advances to the Super Bowl in the AFC.
If they have to go on the road, which it's right now it looks like that, who better do you trust than the Chargers to go on the road and win these football games in the playoffs? They're playing complementary football. And I asked this question after that great Monday night game with the Rams and the Chiefs. How can these teams be effective in the playoffs when you're getting poor defensive play? Everything I saw last night is the Chiefs is who they've been on defense all season long.
It's a great question.
Even in that Monday night game.
I was all on the Chiefs and all this stuff and saying that loss in Arrowhead is typical Chiefs December.
100% it is.
Up big, lose, everyone and Andy Reid looking at the the press conference just like, Are we doubting the Chiefs now? Because I am. I have a question. If they can't beat them in that situation with Eric Berry coming back and Tony Gonzalez in the Ring of Honor and national TV and all this stuff, and are the Chiefs going to win a home playoff game this year? Is this year different?
I think even before last night, any Chiefs fan is lying to themselves saying they're not terrified about that first home playoff game because they've been there before. Mahomes are not. I don't care. Mahomes is great. You still have to do it. I saw him lose to the Titans. That's a terrible playoff loss. Terrible. And last night they should have won that game.
Yeah.
Should have won that game.
I've had one question about them all year. Defense. Where is your defense going to come from? And it has not showed up. Eric Berry scared me last night. I was like, well, here we go. Eric Berry, the heart and soul of that team. Couldn't do it. Couldn't stop Phillip Rivers.
Wasn't on the field in the second half.
Threw a little recklessly, too. 2 huge mistakes for him in this game, and they still got the win. Tomorrow.